Hello, welcome. SneakyChiefy here, joined by Mr. Monty. Glad you could join us. Today's video is a ranked match with 3 TAW members, Strat Rebel, TheGothFather, Stigz, and Buniu, and they're playing on Arabia against 3 randoms, Lombi, Mithril, and Hob. Welcome, Mr. Monty. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I've heard this is a really exciting game, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
As am I. Neither of us have watched this game, so you all are going to experience it with us in real time here. Although I hear some crazy stuff happens. So why don't you walk us through the civs here on the TAW side, Mr. Monty?
Alright, I think it looks pretty standard, I would say. Just 2 pocket archer civs and a 2 flank archer civs and a pocket cav civ, which is standard. And then every civ that they chose is really just an S tier civ, in my opinion, on Arabia, or at least A tier.
Yeah, Lithuanians in the middle is solid. And then the combo of Mayans and Saracens just melt buildings in late game, so... Do you play much with any of these players on the TAW?
I do not play much with Buniu, and Strat Rebel I play a fair amount with, but TheGothFather I probably play the most with out of these 3.
Okay. Buniu's on the EU battalion, right?
No, he's actually in A.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, I don't play with him much either. Probably because he's so much higher ranked than me. But... Jumping over to the other side, we have Slavs on orange. That's an interesting flank choice. Could go, very versatile civ, though. And then in their pocket, Hob is the Indians. A really good choice for team games. So the Lithuanian player will be very aware of what Hob is doing as Indians. And then red is my favorite, Ethiopians. So another archer civ on that far side.
Yeah, I'm honestly not a huge fan of their civ picks. Generally, you want 2 archer civs in a cav civ, but
yep.
I'm sure they've got a plan and thought through it more than I have.
Yeah, Slavs surprised me as well. Ethiopians makes perfect sense. And Indians, they're not the best civ. They are a strong anti-cav civ. But maybe that's what they're thinking. If they have Slavs go cav, Indians go anti-cav, and Ethiopians go archer siege, that could be what they're thinking.
Yeah, that would be a good guess. I know another really for their combo is doing something like Ethiopians, Slavs, Mongols, or something like that. So you've got the Indian camels, and you have the Ethiopian archers, and then you have Mankadai for the Mongols. So you've got kind of like a cav, a unique unit, and then an archer.
Some quick things I'm noticing about map generation is blue, Strat Rebel, is kind of stranded off to the left, far from his teammates.
That is actually interesting to see. I wonder if he's going to try to wall small and be safe, or if there's no way they can team wall that.
Right.
But I think red's the same way on their side as well.
Yeah, they usually do a good job of mirroring things, and yeah, red's hanging out there just a little bit. So you'd imagine a 2v1 situation on one of those 2 players at some point.
Strat has an amazing base if he just wants to survive, though, because he's got a back gold. Look at that juicy gold in the back.
Absolutely. And a big fat wood line, too, if someone does flank around.
Yeah, for sure.
Although his left flank he could go to the edge, but that is a long wall there, so.
It is interesting to see 6 on berries. I don't know.
Shot it.
6 on berry, that seems a little excessive. I don't know what build order he's following.
Could be a fast castle, just extra food in general, right?
Atut?
Yeah, I guess so. It's just, I haven't seen it very often, so I'm curious to see what he does.
Absolutely. Any other things you notice on map generation? Focusing on the toss side, because 6 players is kind of hard to manage in general, but...
Right, so generally when you're looking, you want to look for big hills. So there's a hill kind of in the middle, in between blue and yellow. That could be quite important. In between orange and blue, there's another critical spot.
Absolutely. If blue were to take that hill, he would have oversight on that forward gold from orange.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you can take that, I don't know, there's not really like a one spot that if you take, then you're almost guaranteed the game. It's like 1v1 Arabia or 2v2, the map's a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's like one hill in the middle of the map, then that's really, really huge. But like on 3v3s, if like there's like this big hill that you're looking at, then you could just go around to the other side and hit the other guy.
Yeah. Checking out Stig's side. His main goal is not too exposed on the left flank there. It's gonna be. I guess he could team wall.
Fine, actually.
Yeah, he could team wall with Buniu if he wanted. It's kind of a long one there.
Generally, what I do is if you either have to team wall together with everyone or just individually.
Sure.
But that's just a personal preference.
Yeah, that makes sense. And blue, Strat Rebel is making that long wall to the left, which is expected.
Yes. So yeah, Strat's got a decent base, except for that one long stretch of palisade right there going to that barracks.
Mm-hmm.
If like orange and yellow show up with some scouts or something, and he doesn't have a bill right there, I think they can break through that really quickly.
Well, I'm noticing the Slavs player, everyone's hit feudal, or just about. The Slavs player has dropped a archery range as his first production building.
Ah, interesting. Okay, so they were going archer on each side, on each flank.
Mm-hmm. And maybe just to start,
Yeah.
but they're not known for their archers, are they? The Slavs?
No, not really.
Not really.
That's why.
And he's making infantry. Like, you see his barracks has got something inside of it, so...
I would guess men-at-arms into archers, but I would think,
Yeah.
unless he's putting spearmen in there preemptively.
Yeah, I see 2 spearmen in there when I click in.
Ah, okay.
Everybody else just patiently walling away. Indian player hasn't built at barracks yet either, so we'd look to him to boom. And we'd look for Buniu in the middle to boom as well. Although I do see a stable out with some scouts coming, so...
Yeah, so if you have your pocket player doing feudal age 3v3s, you really need to make sure you knock out one of their 3 players if you want to win.
Mm.
Because by like 18, 19 minutes, yellow should have a sizable force of camels, which will pretty much clean up any feudal age military. You have to make sure within the next 5 minutes of the game to really hurt somebody, such as orange or red.
So you would, as the team, maybe pool your scouts together, for instance, and attack one player altogether, including a few extra scouts?
He right now looks like he's sending his scouts across the map. I don't know if he's going to hit yellow. If he hits orange, him and Strat should go together. Or if he hits red, him and GothFather should go together.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's going right to the middle with his original scout and 2 more scouts.
Nice. Killed the enemy scout.
Sniped in there, that's good. And yellow is fully walled at this point, mostly.
It's interesting that no one else has any military except the pocket
Mm-hmm.
on that side. That seems really weird.
Well, Lombi has archers stashed in his archery range. And then GothFather has range
one range.
somewhere.
One range. So everyone's trying to get to Castle Age as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
While playing safe. I would think that the Saracen player gets up to Castle Age well before everyone else.
Okay. I see Buniu's scouts chipping away at some Palisades wall, which is good. Like to see that. Attacking from 2 sides too, from behind and from in front. So he might find a hole somewhere. A lot of houses going up in defense.
Yeah, that's actually great. That's so much wood that he's just throwing away.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of wall to protect. It's gonna be tough to build all those houses.
I'm still so surprised that only one player has gone for feudal age military.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if they had even 5 archers with Buniu scouts, then they would have broken in and could kill any spear that he has, and could kill so many villagers, even just 5 archers.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
shame
Strat has
because
5 archers in his...
right. I was just about to say Strat Rebel could be joining in on this party here, cleaning up
So I'm not
spearmen.
sure. Yeah, then the spearmen just so much damage just then.
Yeah, it's really shocking. I mean, the scouts obviously have the mobility, but if they're cornered or get caught sleeping, they go down real quick in field.
And it's interesting that Strat's on oh, he's stonewalling. Oh my god.
He's not joking around here.
What the heck? He's not just stonewalling, he's stonewalling the side facing his allies.
Yeah, I mean, he's going full corner here. I think he's got about 10% of the map all to himself already, so.
Wow.
And then compare that to Gothfather's wall. Tight little circle.
Yeah.
Nothing too aggressive, leaving gold lines out there. But,
I mean, he has his main gold nice and safe, so at the moment he doesn't really need those. And if I was him, I would not mind at all putting walls this small, just because even if you do need to expand, you can expand towards the back.
Right.
With those 2 golds.
Yeah, he's got everything he needs. Both main stone and main gold.
Yeah.
Well, Castle Age about to be hit by Hob. No surprise, the Indian player going first. Dropping his second TC there on the stone.
And I'm interested. That'll be up there's a 3rd TC.
And there's an archery battle going on between the left flanks in front of Strat Rebel's base.
Oh yes, I see. Yep, and there goes the father, first to Castle Age.
Meanwhile, Lombi is sending some archers forth, not doing much but attacking houses at the moment. They should be helping the scout take out some walls. Now he's going for the wood line. That's good.
Shot it. Tabish.
I would expect Gothfather to send his archers forward right now, because he knows that Red's archers are at his base, and he is over halfway to Castle Age. So if he sends his archers to Red right now, then as soon as he gets Castle, he can get crossbow and kill half of his villagers. Because right now he can just wall behind. Oh, so many idols.
I know, what's he doing?
Man.
Is this...
Oh my gosh.
Did he disconnect? Because no one's moving.
Oh no!
He did.
Oh no!
This is not, in case you don't know, Stigz, this is not on purpose, like, oh no, our enemy, I'm gonna quit. This is a disconnection.
It even said disconnected.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know
Oh
that
my
that
gosh.
stone wall that the Mayan player was building? It looks like he ran out of stone.
Oh. Well, the orange player is inside of his base now.
Yep. But he's got plenty of
Shot it.
archers up front.
Tabish.
He doesn't know that they're
Wow.
snuck in yet, though, so it could be interesting. I mean, if you're Buniu or Strat Rebel at this point, do you think these guys are talking about resigning at this stage, or?
If I'm playing a ranked game and one player drops, I'm just gonna immediately resign.
Yeah.
Unless you're like winning, but
Super confident.
yes, because now the enemy team has up 3 villagers for every 2 of yours,
Right.
so I'm not really sure how you realistically compete with that.
And if it does go late game, the trade will just be insane. But I mean, who's to say they might? I've actually won a 3-on-2 scenario before, where we just doubled down on the weakest player.
Right, but you just killed all of Red's archers. Oh my.
Oh, where's that at?
Right in front of Buniu's base. He
Ah,
just
with
killed
some
all.
knights, because it was an archer army there, yeah.
Yes. Wow, that is devastating. He didn't get crossbow, and he didn't have armor or bodkin yet.
And the Slav archers did hit that gold and wood, so it looks like they took out 3 or 4 blue vills.
So Buniu is 3 TCs, no monastery, as Lithuanians. Usually you go 2 stable, 2 TC, in a monastery. as Lithuanians. That's standard. So it's interesting that he chose a third TC over a monastery and monks.
Tabish.
Wonder if he's gonna plan on adding it a little later, or
Possibly.
Tabish.
Strat Rebel.
Shot it.
He's
maybe
up
he
to.
just forgot.
Yeah, maybe he could have. Strat Rebel's
Shot
making
it.
Eagle Scouts now too, and crossbowmen. I like the Eagle
Tabish.
Scouts because maybe get a few extra raids in, absorb some archer fire. From
Yeah, I
Buniu.
agree. At this point, I feel like you have to pretty much kill one of their players really quickly if you want a chance.
Yep. So who do you go for? Do you go for Slavs because they're closer to blue?
I go for Slavs because they're in feudal age.
Yeah, you go for the weakest link. Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
And it's all these
Shot it.
skirmishers that the Slav player made. That's what slowed him down from advancing.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I can understand the thought process, but I wouldn't have done it myself.
The Indian player went 4 TC boom, so maybe a bit
Oh
greedy, a little over boom.
Okay, if his teammates can survive without him, and he can survive, I don't see how they lose. But, oh yeah, Buniu's looking to punish this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ashike.
Strat Rebel sniping
Yes,
wood lines as
nice.
well. These knights will get through this palisade wall. There's no villas anywhere near that.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so bad. Okay, his TCs are placed really well though, so it's gonna be hard to find damage from the back.
Yeah, a lot of crossfire
So,
around those farms.
Panic stable. Multiple panic stables.
Camels! My kingdom for a camel.
So all of these camels are not upgraded to +2 armor, so these knights will still beat these camels.
Ashike.
And if Strat Rebel were in here with him, those camels wouldn't stand a chance. But let's see how many vills he gets. I'm going to take a look at the vill count. Right now, Hobbs got 102, so he's been booming like crazy.
If they could get a siege workshop, I know it's not really realistic in this situation, just because of the 3-on-2 and the large map, but if they could get a siege workshop, then yellow would be dead. They're getting lots of villager kills though, and Strat Rebel can pretty easily clean up all these knights.
Shot it.
Meanwhile, the red player just kind of marched right past the blue archers.
Yeah, maybe they should work on their communication.
Maybe. Doesn't look like Strat Rebel's got...
Buniu is still not going for relics.
Right, as the Lithuanian player?
For me, it seems like that's like the main reason you pick Lithuanians.
Absolutely.
Is for the food, and then for the relics. And he's adding a 4th TC instead of a monastery. Oh,
Shot.
there it goes.
So I'm
There
taking
it
I'm
goes.
taking a look at the villagers now. We started with 102. Now Hob only has 83, so a very effective raid.
Oh yes, very good.
On
At
an
this point,
overboom.
you either can decide to stay here and deny wood lines, or you can come back to orange and hit orange again.
Right. And Orange has moved up to castle. He's got a bunch of low elite skirmishers now
Ashike.
and pikemen
Tabish. Shot it.
moving towards blue. Which is a scary combination. It's all trash, of course, but there's quite a lot of them. So
That is a lot of military at Strat Rebel's base.
and they just got in the gate. It's unfortunate, but knights are coming to help.
He invested so much into stone walls on the right, but then still has a single palisade in the front. Oh, this pike, he's fighting the oh no.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Orange did a good
He
job.
needs to put like a castle or a tower or okay, there we go.
Yep.
He needs to wall that. Wall between the
Tabish.
archery ranges. Quickly.
Meanwhile, his army is coming, so reinforcements are on the way. This
Okay, there you go.
this should clean up.
He needs to clean the spears and he should be good.
Yeah, those Eagle Warriors are a good choice. They just kind of absorb those archer fire. Though the camels are coming in from behind, so
Okay, there you go.
it's a great fight here.
Great.
Castle's up, that's awesome.
Now you need to move the archer. Oh, I guess it's too late now. Alright, Buniu now collecting relics.
Buniu's also sending some vills over to his teammate's
To take
base.
his main goal.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's CCing the main gold. It's too bad you can't kill your own teammates' buildings. Clear the way a little bit.
Attack ground. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, so far the team of two's holding their own. Mostly because
That's
Red
true.
has not been participating very much. So
I think Red is doing okay. He just doesn't have his army at the right place at the right time.
Got it.
yeah, he's sending some forward vills. So maybe another castle or a siege workshop in front of Strat Rebel.
I don't know what that's going to accomplish, though, realistically. Like, what resources is he going to deny with a forward castle?
Luckily, unluckily, Red's have enough crossbows to clean up these Lithuanian knights. Though he did lose some crossbows in the process. So.
Tabish.
Why is he placing that castle? No, it's not doing anything. Oh, okay, he's up to him. Okay.
Think of all the Shotel
So
warriors.
he's just playing it safe. It's up to him. Do Trebs.
Yeah, it'll be for Trebs.
Okay.
Absolutely. Strat Rebel has dropped 2 more TCs in the back, a 4th TC, so he's got 2 up front, 2 in back. Walling off this whole corner has given him quite a few resources to lean back on.
Ashike.
It seems like everyone is attacking Strat, like even Red
Mhm.
from all the way on his side.
Mhm.
So maybe if Strat can just survive until Buniu can get to all of the relics for his knights.
And it looks like Buniu sent some knights forward and raided a bit more on Hob as he was putting up his forward castle there.
Yeah, Hob is also in Buniu's base raiding his gold.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Back
yeah,
to
the
his
back
base
gold.
right now. He'll fight with bills. Ah, never mind.
That's brutal. So 1, 2, 3 bodies at least. 4.
Alright, so Strat is transitioning into plume archers.
Mm-hmm. Buniu's doing a great job though. He sends his knights everywhere. He's raiding Red's woodline now with his knights.
Yeah, great game sense to know that Red's military is forward and not defending his base.
Mm-hmm.
Shot it.
And Red's vills are about to go down in a big way here.
Okay, so at this point, if you see that Red is in Imperial Age, I would almost immediately send almost everything I had into Red's base. Because this is when you're most vulnerable as Red.
Mm-hmm.
Because you haven't been building military, because you invested 1,800 resources into Feudal Age. And you haven't gotten those upgrades yet.
Yep. And the Camel Army came back to help Red, which means they're not helping on the other side of the map. So Red's Arbalasters just got cleaned up. And that castle's going on the hill that we talked about earlier from Strat Rebel. So great map control here.
Yes. Like we said earlier, that hill is going to be really important. Not for the whole game, but at least for that side. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Treb from Red. Oh, okay. It's not making a Treb.
Yeah. He went for the Shotel Warriors first because, you know, Ethiopian things.
So, Buniu's attack forced Red to keep archers at home and forced Yellow's camels to just sit there.
Yep.
Nice. Very effective.
Tabish.
So Strat, as the archer player, needs to get to Imperial as fast as possible.
Absolutely. And everybody else has clicked up at this stage, so. This Treb is scary though.
More important for archer players to click up than it is for cavalry players.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm watching the archery range go down pretty quickly. He doesn't have Obsidian Arrow yet, but he's still got a teammate that's Saracens, so he's benefiting from that bonus.
That's why. Okay, I see, yeah.
Even though the teammate doesn't exist anymore, he still has the bonus.
Right, yeah. So at this point, I would make sure to repair that castle that's being stripped down.
Absolutely.
Don't dive, because you're gonna... Okay, dive with knights. Yes. Perfect.
Yeah, and the archers moved in once the castle started firing at the knights. So that's actually great game sense from Strat Rebel.
Because you don't want to lose this castle on the hill, and even if he has one trip, that's okay, because it's doing less damage.
Orange seems a little on the back foot. Not much military coming out, a lot of idle vills at home.
Oh my gosh, you see all those, okay, he knew them. He had like 30 idle bills just then.
Yep.
That's brutal.
Red still has some forward villagers that are doing a good job building up more archery ranges. And elephant archers coming in from... If you're the Indian player, you don't make elephant archers. I'm sorry. You just don't do it.
Why?
All the cost of elephants without the mobility of cam. Yeah.
The elephant archer.
Okay, yeah, the elephant archer move.
If they lose, it's because of the elephant archer.
Yeah. I would say it's all the cost of a war elephant with all the mobility of the war elephant too. So it's like you might as well just go camel archer to that point.
Yeah, and you don't get the mobility.
Mm-hmm. This second castle though by Strat Rebel, or is that what you're looking at? I don't know about that.
Oh.
Turns out to be a doubt.
Like the thing is, it's like that's an aggressive tower. I mean, aggressive castle in Orange's face.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to put an aggressive castle, you kind of have to go further in, or play defensive again and put it on the hill. Like it's forward enough to where he could see it and deny it,
Yeah.
but not forward enough to
Like
do
the
a lot of
cycle
damage, and not on the hill. So it's kind of like you have to choose either being defensive and putting it on the hill, or being aggressive and putting it kind of right on his face.
Yeah. And now that other castle from Strat Rebel is getting trapped down, it's very scary.
Especially with those elephant archers there. Oh, elite.
Elite elephant archers.
Man, there's no stopping them now.
And Orange did a good play. I like how Orange put his castle on the opposing hill along that same ridge line. That's good. Trev went down, luckily, thanks to some Night Rush.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could get a couple bills repairing this castle. This castle is super important.
Yes, it is, absolutely. It's so close to
One or
342.
two hits, and that with the Trev, and that castle's down.
Yeah, that's scary low. Trev's unpacking, let's see.
Okay, so yellow is basically doing nothing, even though his score is high. Oh, okay, now he has Imperial Cannon. Okay. I thought he was making more elephant archers.
Ethiopian castle down. Oh, the repair came just in time. Strat Rebel will survive.
Wow, that's really important, because now we can take out so many buildings from this one spot on the hill.
Yep. And I'm surprised.
Cavaliers in the Buniu.
Yep, Cavaliers are epic.
Shot it.
Relics.
She get.
I mean, it's not perfect, but 2 is better than 0.
2 is better than 0. It's twice as good as 0, in fact.
Shot it.
How come no Arbalaster from Strat Rebel yet?
Oh, he is getting the Arbalaster upgrade, actually.
Oh, good. Good. I was surprised there's still crossbowmen on the field.
He was probably focused on microing instead. What the heck is that TC strat?
Yeah, what? A little greedy.
A little greedy, I think. Oh man, I hope he actually wanted to place a castle there instead.
Well, he did a good job. I think he's out of stone repairing that
But
castle.
he's gonna have a really hard time with this Indian player if he just goes camels.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't have the +8 with the relics. And these are Imperial camels. If he had +8 paladins, then that's a different story.
Yep. He's out of stone though,
Paladin is
Strat Rebel, so he
really
can't
different.
repair that castle anymore. Which is unfortunate. He just got stone in his base as well though, so he could start mining more. And now Orange is just on the back foot. I mean,
Shot
these
it.
Trebs are doing such great work. That's a massive Arbalasters.
Shot it. She get.
I'm surprised that Orange is not expanding more to the back.
Right.
That's an interesting castle from Orange. I feel like that's just going to get Trev down.
Mm-hmm. It's too far forward.
Yeah. At some point in the game, if you're being pushed like this, especially in team games, you have to realize when, okay, I'm just going to let him have this area, and then start rebuilding and refortifying somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. And this forward TC did go up from Strat Rebel. He's mining the gold. Right in front of Orange's face. Elephant Archers are angry about it.
What a play. And why, I don't understand that castle from Yellow. It's not on a hill. It's in trebbing distance from Strat Rebel's castle on the hill.
I'd expect to see some skirmishers from Strat Rebel here shortly as well. just as a good trash unit. He's got a lot of gold units on the field between the Eagle Warriors and the Arbalasters.
Oh, Buniu has Paladin.
Oh, yep.
Paladin +6.
And they're hitting red hard.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't even been looking at this side. Wow.
Yeah.
Buniu doing great work on this side. Dealing Godfather's gold.
So red's down to 75 mils.
You see he's using his farms.
Who's using his farms? Oh yeah, Buniu's using Stigz's farms.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the main fight's happening in Orange's face. Red is sending some Arbalasters to support, but they won't be doing much with the castles around. Though that castle is getting tread down from Yellow's trebuchets.
Goes into the oh,
yep,
there it goes.
There he goes.
So Orange is dead, basically, at this point. Because Eagles in the eco is so devastating. Oh, he needs to repair that castle so bad.
I don't...
Oh, he uses that castle. Oh,
he doesn't have the stone for it, and the bills aren't around. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that hurts really bad to lose that. Because now your traps don't have protection, and you're not guaranteed that spot on that hill.
He's bringing the Eagle Warriors back to support, which is probably a good move.
I'll have the Eagles attack the Arbalisters.
Elephant's going down like it's Return of the King. These red Arbalasters are outnumbered.
Ah, the red player doesn't have chemistry. That is a huge mistake. Not having chemistry. That means each one of those archers is doing one less damage.
Yep.
Shot.
And that adds up really quickly. Oh, and Buniu's in Yellow's eco.
Oh, did he? Oh, look at that. These paladins are just...
That's great work.
Yep, well, Imperial Camel's on the way. But he hit red really hard, and now he's hitting yellow pretty hard, too. A lot of idle time.
It looks like Strat has chosen pikes as his trash unit. I'm assuming that's for the camels and the elephants.
Yep.
The elephantos.
Champion's coming out from Slavs, so finally using the... Because they are an infantry civ, if I remember.
Yes, and their infantry do adjacent damage. That's their one of the Imperial unique tech. They are not upgraded hardly at all, though.
It's such a missed opportunity on Mithra's part to not be protecting into infantry from the get-go. It was so strange seeing him with archers.
Yeah, I don't know if that was to try and surprise the enemy, or maybe he picked random and forgot what civ he was.
Maybe. So the huge fight at Hobbs base, the paladins ended up beating all the Imperial camels because they're just so overpowered.
Even +6 that was enough to do it.
But there is trade. I mean, the heroes of the game here are making great progress on 2 of them, but the trade carts are running.
Oh, yes, I see. StratRebel has a relic. I'm surprised he has not given that to his Lithuanian teammate.
Arbalasters moving into Eco now from Orange.
Wow, I never thought I'd say it, but I think, I mean, Yellow's dead. Orange is dead. So unless Red can do something spectacular, I don't really, see a way back for their team. Okay, he's doing mangonels. Oranges.
It's a good call.
I'm not sure how effective that's... I mean,
What other choices
the
you have?
mangonel line is good, but he really needs to get them to Onager before they're effective.
I see, yeah. Just because that added range.
Yes, the range.
And I'd love to see this TC fall so fast to these Arbalasters. Look at that. Saracens plus Obsidian Arrow just melted it.
That's insane.
Who needs trebuchets when you have 45 arbalasters?
I feel like that was their plan all along.
Oh, another castle coming up from Mithril. Interesting.
Oh, look at the backwood line. Oh my. Wow, that is something special. Is that 57? No, wait. 50 bills?
Tabish?
Just about.
Collecting wood on one wood line? Wow. Just when you thought you'd seen it all. Wow.
And there it is, Hob resigns. Oh boy. They've done the impossible.
What? Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, at the beginning I definitely would have just resigned and not kept playing.
Well, Strat Rebel, never say never. Buniu knew what he wanted to do. Eventually listened to your advice and got those relics. And they made all the difference.
Oh, he had 3 at the end.
Yep.
Nice. Look at those, +7. I don't know if there's a counter to that.
Just really great raids. Red never built stone walls, and so was wide open for it. I don't think Yellow didn't build any walls either, so kind of asked for some cavalry raids.
I think they did such a good job at using Buniu's mobility to, and then Strat Rebel like distracting on the left side, and then Buniu able to sneak in a knight here, a knight there. Oh, I'll send in a knight over here as well.
Yeah.
And then Red freaks out, has to send his army back, then Strat Rebel can attack Orange again. It's just...
It's a great point, because that's such wasted time marching archers back and forth like that.
Like, you even saw, like, Red spent so much time just walking archers across the map.
Right.
Not actually doing anything, just walking them back and forth.
And it all came down to little moments, too, like the placement of the castle. Red put his castle down first, but it was down in the wrong spot, and Blue put his up on the hill. Yep. And then there was a tread war going on, and knights came in and sniped some treads just as villagers. I mean, it was a difference of 1 or 2 hits, and that tilted at a crucial moment. So
I agree.
Take a look at the far top of the map behind Yellow's base. You see this castle along the edge of the map?
What the? Why? Why?
He's taking the hill, bro. It's a strategic hill.
Wow.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna look up the ELO. I'm just curious for my own sake.
I mean,
I want to be able to sleep tonight.
Maybe like protect the trade line, I guess, but it seemed very silly.
If you want to protect the trade line, put them by the trade. I mean, by the markets. Hob. All right, Hob. Where are you at? Uh-oh, I don't see him. He must. I'm gonna look for another guy.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the stats now.
Oh, okay. Lambi's a 1200 player.
Well, GothFather got the least units lost with 1. So.
Wow, that's the MVP right there. MVP
Absolutely.
for sure.
Strat Rebel got them 494 kills, 273 deaths, 28 buildings raised, and largest armies. Props to you, Strat Rebel. Well played.
How did Buniu get the highest economy score if Yellow was 4 TC booming from the get-go?
He went to get that gold, that Stigz gold.
You're right. He has so much gold collected.
He really does. No trading necessary.
Wow, that's impressive.
Red had the only trade profit, so they had all these markets, but only Red was trading.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like that's certainly a missed opportunity. I don't know. There was still gold on the map. I just don't know if they had access to it.
Yeah. Amazing game. Well, thank you, Mr. Money, for helping me cast it. If anyone out there is watching is interested in joining TAW, it's the Art of Warfare, a very well-established gaming community. We have about 75 or so players that play AoE around the world. We play almost every day. Sign on anytime and you'll see somebody playing. Head to taw.net. That's TAW.net. Take a look. See if you like what you see. You can submit a request to join, and we'll see you on there. Any last words there, Mr. Money?
No, not at all. I just was coming on to cast some games, and then I saw GothFather resign or disconnect, and I thought, well, what are we doing here anymore?
Well, hopefully you all stay tuned as well. We're glad that we stuck around. And thanks again for watching.
Certainly.
SneakyChiefy and Mr. Monty signing off.